play hard and show what you got.
Joe, if you could think big picture, I know it's difficult at times on a Wednesday like this to think about your career. You're almost 6 years done now. What you've done so far versus what's still ahead, what do you still want to accomplish? What do you think still needs to be done for you to accomplish the best of the best?
Obviously, you want to win a Super Bowl. You want to win MVPs. You want to be in the playoffs every year, but my goals at this point are just going out and playing as good as I can and continuing to improve, finding ways to continue to be great and continue to find self-improvement.
How many times will you have conversations with not just coaching staff, but top of the organization going into the offseason about certain things that need to change or grow or improve to make this team better?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Is that something you try to go after, those conversations? I mean, as much as you can?
We have a great line of communication. Me, Duke, Katie, Troy, Mr. Brown, Zach. We have great communication.
Is it kind of maybe been, what's it been like kind of not being able to have as much control as you would maybe like of other parts of the team? It sounds like you're like, I can control what I can. Has that been a bit of a challenge as you've kind of gotten older in your career?
I wouldn't say that. I'm not sure I would say, I'm not sure I would agree with the first part of your statement. I'm not sure. I want to be a quarterback. I don't want to work in the front office. I don't want to be scouting guys in the off season. I want to do what I do, and I want to do it at a high level, and I have. And I'm going to continue to find more and more ways that I can help myself get better, help the team get better, and put ourselves in good positions.
So a better way to ask that would have been, have you just been trying to focus on everything you can control and just kind of say, like, this is kind of what I can deal with. Let me try to handle that as best as I can. Has that been a bigger point of emphasis this year for you think?
Yeah, I would say that's fair. I think my job is to, number one, play as well as I can. Number two, continue to improve. And number three, be the conduit between coaching staff, front office, and the locker room. Relay feelings that players have, relay sentiments in the locker room, because coaches in front office, they're not down there every day and they don't understand a lot of the things that go on in the locker room. And so I think as a quarterback, your job is to relay some of those things.
How important is it for this franchise this offseason to make whatever the moves are, but the necessary moves, so a year from now we're not saying, oh, well, it's the final game?
Yeah, we want to be competing for championships every year. We don't want to be in the spot that we're in now. So something's got to change, whether it's players that we have continuing to improve and get better and playing championship caliber football, or bringing guys in that will, or whatever it may be. Obviously, something has to.
Joe, I don't know how much college football you watch over, 23, 24. I asked this because, Shador Sanders going to be starting for Cleveland on Sunday. Did you get a chance to watch him? And if so, what do you think of his game and also kind of how he's handled the unusual spotlight that's kind of come with him?
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching him in college. I thought he made a lot of plays. I thought he could throw it. And then obviously, given who his dad is, he knows how to handle the media, knows how to handle the spotlight. Certainly been under more of a microscope than any other. What do you get drafted? Fourth round? Fifth round? Certainly under the microscope more than any other fifth round pick that's ever been in the history of football. And every clip that I see, he seems to be handling it well. Says most of the right things in the media. He is who he is. He's himself. That's what you want out of a football player. So he seems to be handling it the right way.
Has he ever come up in conversations that you and Flacco have had at any point, considering, Flacco was with him, in Cleveland up until he came here?
Yeah, you talk about a lot of different players across the league. And that's typically, you get a new guy, you figure out he was with this guy I was with, or he was with this guy, I wonder what he thought about him. That's kind of, the initial conversations that you have with new guys that come into the locker room and try to find some common ground in that way.
Is there anything between the conversations you've had with Joe about Shador that you could share or anything like that, or?
Keep that keep that in the locker room.
You picked Joe's brain at all on the Cleveland defense. Kind of a rare opportunity to get a guy who's in camp with him.
No, not really. They do what they do for the most part. They're pretty simple on defense. That certainly doesn't mean that they don't provide problematic looks and disguises, and certainly doesn't mean that they're not good on defense. They're, in my opinion, the best defense in football. So it's certainly going to be a challenge with the, number one, the players that they have, number two, the coach that they have understands the strengths and weaknesses of his players and puts them in good positions.
Is there anything that Franco is that you've taken from him? You've had more than half a year with him. Is there anything maybe you've gleaned from him?
Yeah, there's certainly, I take things from a lot of different people across the league, and certainly when you get a chance to sit back and watch somebody else go have success the way that he did, and a style that I don't play and that not a ton of people do play in the league anymore, you certainly take some things from watching that and apply it to yourself. Not that I care to share.
Throughout your career, whenever you guys play the Browns, it comes up about Myles Garrett. He's going for the sack record on Sunday. I don't know you've answered this before, but what is it that makes it so difficult, that he's so different, Myles Garrett? What about him?
He's more athletic than everybody else on the field. He's bigger, stronger than everybody else. He has a mindset that he's not too high or too low at any point, which is pretty unique for a defensive lineman. I think he's probably got a unique mindset as far as that position goes, but it's one that you can appreciate. He's a guy that I've kind of gotten to know over the years, and I like him as a person, and he takes his job very seriously, and as a guy I have a lot of respect for.
Your thoughts on him potentially sacking you for the record?
He's got me a lot. He's got me a lot.
Joe, you've talked about wanting to have a lot more fun in recent weeks. Are you having fun right now, even though this season has been a losing season these last couple of weeks, scoring a lot? Has that been fun for you?
I have had fun. I think I have fun playing football. It's certainly difficult when you can't. And, I had fun last year too. Certainly frustrating at times. That's life in the NFL. That's life of playing sports, and that's why you play it at the beginning. You feel emotions that you don't feel in other parts of your life, highs, lows, all the above, everything in between. That's why people fall in love with sports. Fans feel it. We feel it. Coaches feel it. Everybody feels it. And that's why you fall in love with it from a young age, and that's personally why I do it.
How big would it be for this offense to continue what you've done over the past couple of weeks against bad defense?
Yeah, we want to go out and play well. Obviously, anytime you step out there, you want to execute the plan at a high level and put points up and play well. But anytime you play a divisional opponent, the stakes are raised a little bit.
Given what you said a few years ago about the window being your whole career, how do you kind of square that with how the last few seasons have gone, given what you expect to accomplish at the end of each year?
Yeah, I feel confident every time I step foot on the field that we have a great chance to win. And really this year, I played however many games, and we've won more than we've lost, and I feel good about that. All I can do is go out and, when I'm out on the field, try to play well, try to win, and go from there.
Joe,
With the calendar year ending today, what's your New Year's resolution?
Be happy.
Yeah, so, obviously with Myles, one sack away from the record, obviously I know you and the entire team have a lot of respect for him. How do you weigh, trying to not necessarily let him have the record against you versus not having so much focus beyond him that it takes away from what you're trying to do as far as winning the game?
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to overcompensate either way. I'm not going to go out of my way to not let him get the record, and I'm not going to go out of my way to let him get the record either. I'm going to go and play football. There's going to be situations that a sack is the best of the bad outcomes of that play, and maybe I take one. And there's going to be other situations that I'm about to get sacked, and I need to throw it away in that situation. It's such a situational game that I don't think you can go in thinking one way or the other. Every play is so different.
Did you expect this to be such a rebuilding year that it ended up turning out to be? At the beginning of the year, did you expect you all to be kind of the rebuilding mode that y'all ended up finding yourself in middle of the season?
No, every year we go in, I feel confident in who we are, what we have, and the outlooks of the season. When you get injured and can't impact that, it certainly hurts. And so, going forward, I'm just going to try to control what I can control.
Is it hard not to go into reflection mode right now, or is it easy to stay locked in on the Browns, knowing it's the final game of the season?
It's kind of all of the above. Obviously, reflecting on the year the season is about to end, but I think the professionals can simultaneously reflect on everything that has happened before. And number one, you have to, in order to get better, you have to reflect on all the things that worked and didn't work for the previous 16 games, and you can simultaneously do that and focus on the task at hand and the game plan and what you need to do to win on Sunday.
How much better prepared do you think your offensive line is compared to week 1 for that Myles Garrett challenge?
Yeah, I think they're playing exponentially better than they were at the time. And I know they're excited about the challenge. I know, their front is tough to deal with, starting with him, but they have a lot of other guys too that can be very challenging to handle up front. So I know they're excited for it.
Given the style that you guys play, what do your tackles, do you think your tackles are judged maybe differently, maybe because you guys play a style that not a lot of teams do? How do you think they fared?
Yeah, I think this is the most comfortable I've felt back there since I've been in the league. I think we've also done a better job this year of mixing in different looks, different personnels, and running the ball in different situations. And I think that has helped those guys up front and helped us as an offense too. Obviously we're built on the outside and the explosive pass game, but I think we've taken a step this year as far as being a physical downhill run team.
Are
You mentioned the different looks.
Under center than you've been in the past?
I've always been comfortable in whatever's asked of me for that play.
You mentioned the different looks could be part of the reason, but why, in your opinion, otherwise, has the offensive line gotten so much better throughout the season this year?
Well, you should get better throughout the season. I think if you're not getting better throughout the season, then it's one of two things. Either you have a lot of injuries throughout the year and those guys don't have a ton of time together, or you don't have the right guys. Because if you're not getting better throughout the season and you have all the same guys out there, then those guys aren't talking through technique, talking through different looks, talking through how they're going to help each other in all these different situations that pop up throughout the game. And so any good player is going to consistently improve game to game, week to week.
So then couldn't you make the same argument then for a defensive line? They should be getting better throughout the season. Like, do you think the offensive line has the advantage as the season goes on?
I've always felt like it's easier to play defenses at the end of the year, mainly because of injuries and different guys coming in and out of the lineup. Very rarely do you play a defense in November, December, January that has all the same guys starting as they did August, September, and whatnot.
There was a screenshot, not to change subject here, but there's a screenshot of you coughing on the sidelines that's made the rounds. Can you give a little more context onto what exactly it was? I'm just curious, like what were y'all talking about on the sideline that prompted that?
We were talking about how it feels to be under a pile in the
Okay.
game, yeah.
So was somebody coughing underneath the pile?
It was more of a guttural yell kind of thing.
Did you get to the bottom of who was yelling?
It was Ted.
Okay.
It's common for just about everybody under the pile.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks, Ted's been the guy.
Yeah.
He brought you a spread. You asked for a Whopper. He brought you a spread. You reacted to it.
Yeah.
How much did he bring?
Too much. Too many things. I appreciate it, but I didn't need six things. I just needed one little snack, and then I was going to be good to go.
Joe, this might be a hard one to answer. I'll try not to ask it in a clumsy way, but we have a reporter working on a story with a family who lost a 13-year-old boy unexpectedly in the last couple of weeks. Lifelong Bengals fan of you and Jamar and all the stars on this team, and they've kind of vowed to go to every Bengals home game when they can going forward. I guess the question is, there are people going through hard times this time of year. They're also diehard Bengals fans. How do you receive that? How aware are you of that? That, you know, you having a big highlight or a big play when they're there and also mourning is meaningful for them.
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in the fact that what I do brings people together and brings happiness, and you know, for me personally, brings my family and friends together, gives us a chance to come to the games, interact, gives my friends, high school coaches a chance to get together and come and see me play. I take a lot of pride in that. And then obviously not just my family, but Bengals fans across the world. You know, I hope that I and we can bring people together at the end of the day. That's what sports does. That's another reason why people love it. It unites people. You find common ground with people that you otherwise wouldn't, and then it builds relationships and love and all of those things. And so, you know, I take a lot of pride in that. That's why, you know, I fight so hard to be on the field and fight so hard to go and play well, because I know that it means a lot to a lot of people. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.